Hello. My name is Annie and I am a wheelchair user. These are wheelchair dating questions based on BuzzFeed's Q&A, which offered you one woman's perspective about dating life in a wheelchair. So now I'm here to offer you another. Are there any advantages to dating in a wheelchair? First thing that comes to mind is actually how good of a filter my wheelchair can be. Makes it pretty easy to differentiate the crappy ableist human beings from decent human beings. Also, yes, there's your standard. Sometimes we get pretty great parking spots or concert seating. That's pretty much it. I don't understand why people think that wheelchair users get to skip lines. It's not really been my experience. Do dates ever offer to push you in a wheelchair? Does it make you angry or awkward? No, not at all. My wheelchair doesn't fit me as best as it could, so it's actually a pretty difficult push anywhere that's not flat porcelain, like tile floor. So I appreciate people offering me pushes, to be honest. But I want to reiterate that when I trust someone to push me on a wheelchair, please be considerate of how you drive the wheelchair. And please be considerate that, like, you can't see where my feet are or what's in front of me. So this is not the time to play race car randomly, because you could accidentally go over a bump and I fall out of my chair, and that would not be very romantic, would it? Or my footrest could scrape somebody's ankle, or we could run over a child by mistake. And please, please, please don't let go of my wheelchair handles without letting me know that you're doing it. Has anyone picked you up from your chair? No. And I think you should probably ask someone before you do that, if that's okay. Oh, also, while I'm talking about asking, please also ask to push before you start pushing, especially if we don't know each other that well. What do you say if someone wants to take you somewhere that's not accessible? I would probably take the opportunity to expose to them how inaccessible spaces can be. And be like, see, told ya. Honestly, I personally tried to see if there's any way I can manage the inaccessible space. Like, I'll warn them, like, we can go, but we'd have to make a terrible hike of, like, pulling my wheelchair up a certain staircase. Or I can go to this restaurant where the tables are way too tight, but I can't enter the restaurant until the table is ready, so I can immediately walk through the spaces with my cane, because I can't walk for more than a few seconds at a time. How awkward is a blind date for you? I've never actually been on one, so I don't know, but I just assume that they're awkward. Do you like it when someone gives you more attention because you're in a wheelchair? What kind of attention are they giving me, though? Are they staring at my wheelchair? Like they've never seen a wheelchair before in their life? Or are they fetishizing my wheelchair? Then no, you can skip out if all you care about is the wheelchair. Bye. Can you have sex? For the very short period of time that I was on online dating sites with photos of myself in my wheelchair, that was one of the most popular questions that I would get. I'm gonna be blunt and tell you that yes, I can. And I'm gonna take this opportunity to tell you that just because someone is in a wheelchair does not mean that they cannot have sex. How do you have sex? In a relaxed position, in many different types of locations, just not standing. Do people have trouble making a move on you? Like flirting with me? Not really. Like, if you really want to flirt with somebody, you should figure out a way, I think. Does your wheelchair ruin the romance? I'm in a tricky position because I don't do romance a lot, and that's not because of the wheelchair, that's because I don't do romance. I haven't done romance a lot in my entire life. But in like intimate relationships, it hasn't really taken a toll. And the thing is, I'm in a particular position where I'm pretty independent, and I like my independence, and I don't particularly like people helping me all the time or needing help all the time. So that balance is really important to me, that we help each other, that it's not so one-sided, because when things are one-sided, sometimes the road gets very rocky. But that's not to say that it's impossible. There's definitely some relationships where one person needs a lot more help than the other person, and it all works out because it's what everybody in the relationship wants. So that's why communication is really important. You need to communicate how you feel and what are your desires, what are your wants, what are your needs, and make sure that everybody's okay with meeting them and everyone's okay with what's going on in the relationship. Alright, thank you so much for watching. If you are a wheelchair user, I hope that you do these questions as well so we can get as many perspectives as possible. And I will be back on Monday with a new video. Bye-bye.